these are what I use. There are hundreds of others. This is the ones that I like to use. I've been using them for years. My favorite is the Revell Contacta glue. The beauty of this stuff is it's a nice glue, goes together well, just pulls all cleanly. Just a squeeze and it just works. See, the steel, it's got a steel needle. If you happen to block it, just run a wet piece of wire through it. If you've really blocked it up, take it out, run it through a yellow flame. That'll just melt the glue that's in it, and then away you go. This glue is my favorite for you doing fuselages, big parts, stuff that I want to have a bit of strength to, things like that. I also use Tamiya's super thin quick setting glue. This stuff I use a lot. When I've joined these the two parts together using this glue, I'll often run this down the seam, and that just helps seal in over the top of it. This stuff I use more when I've got small parts or little areas or tight areas that I want to put a bit of glue in. Hold the two parts together, run a bit of glue on it, and it seals it, and it works very, very well. That's my general modeling glue for what I build when I'm building. When I get to do things like putting canopies or clear parts on, I don't use this glue. If the clear parts are not under pressure or don't need to be sanded or anything else like that, I just use crystal clear. The beauty of this stuff is you put it on, it dries clear, it fills in any little gaps and holes. You can wipe it off with a cotton bud. It's essentially not like a PVA, but there's more in it, so that it helps the bond and the strength in it. As I said, very, very good for doing if it's not under pressure. So if you're just dropping a canopy into place or you're just dropping a clear part into place, works beautifully. The final glue I use is super glue. Now super glue I use if you're using metal parts or you've got some parts that really need to be held and bonded strongly, then I'll use the super glue. If I'm building a resin kit or anything like that, again, I use gap filling super glue. The beauty of this is it'll fill in as well, so it's got a bit of a filler to it effect. You have got other super glues there, which are the thin ones, but I just find this super glue takes a little longer to go off, so it gives you a bit of time to work it. Then once you've filled it, you fill the gaps, you can then sand it down and go from there. Again, this is what I use, and I've used them for years and years. As I said, there are lots of others. As you can see, there's Mr. Hobby, there's glues by where is it, SMS. That's quite a nice glue too. Tamiya has got a number of different glues there as well. This is also one that I have started to use a bit more as well. This is called Plastic Magic. This is done by Deluxe. This has been out for a little while, and it's quite a good glue in the sense that you get a couple of different glue sticks with it, or brushes, sorry. Similar size bottle. You are paying a bit more for it, but it does work with ABS plastics. It does work with polycarbonate plastics. It works with polystyrene, PVC, butane, polycarbonate, and plastic card. So this is a good glue if you've got a number of different materials that you're trying to glue, and it works very, very well. But it is a lot more expensive than your average glues and things like that. Other than that, essentially you can walk out the door, start modeling, and away you go.